Hi everyone, Fredrik from Team Sketch2React. Today I'm going to show you Stratos Tokens, the new version, and how you can use design tokens, and you can go from Sketch or InVision Studio or Figma into creating a fully functional iOS app. And to help us is Style Dictionary from Amazon. Okay, so let's start in Sketch. I have set up a demo document. This will be shared as a public asset in which I have colors, I have typography, I have another one called assets, which is basically fonts and how those are set up, and then we have something called content. And content is something that is needed in order for the iOS example app to work. And when it comes to design tokens, everything is about structure, and structure. And also I have tried to make a combination of style dictionaries way of having design token structured in combination with what works with ant design, and also what makes sense to me. So first of all, we have all the colors. And you can see that they have been, of course, categorized. We have color, then we have base, and it's all of these colors. We have magenta, purple, geek blue, cyan, green, lime, yellow, gold, orange, volcano, red, gray, blue. And then we have backgrounds, and I can show you down here actually. We have, for example, when it comes to product color usage, we have primary color hover, and a lot of different usages. And this is something that is kind of out of scope for this tutorial, and feel free to poke around in it yourself and explore and test, because there is a lot of information stored here. And this will be a really long tutorial otherwise. So as you can see, I have specified, for example, the neutral color usage for title, primary text, secondary text, and so on and so forth, as well as warnings and info. And all of these are actually tokens that are made available to the iOS app in the end, that it will consume. And I will show you. Okay, so let's we have our design file. Let's open up tokens. And let's create a new one. It says and demo project. We create a folder in which the project should live, and we select our design file, which is actually this one, Ant Design Style Guide. And this is not a complete set of ant design in any way. It's the style guide, and it includes like things that I just showed you, like fonts and colors, and yes, stuff related to style guide, not actual components. That's something that will be available later on for Stratos components. And now I create my new project. And as you can see now, we have we have nothing, and that's because Stratos Tokens always looks for an artboard named Start to have like a, so it knows where to start basically. but I did not want to have anything named start, so this one is blank. I opened the file explorer, and we see now here that we have then, if we go back into our document, we have here content, assets, colors, typography, and start. Start is the one we saw. Then we have content, asset, colors, and typography. Asset, content, typography, and colors. You need to, like always, you need to visit an artboard in order for it to be added to the output. So what we need to do, we need all the content from all of these artboards. So we need to visit each of these in turn to add the data. So now we go into here, for example, now we have assets, and we go into content, now we have content, now we have typography, and now we have colors. And now, as you can see, colors is then a JSON representation of our sketch document. So we can have a look, for example, for color, brand, background, and primary, and hover. And if we go in back here, we can see the colors. We have color, we have brand, we have background, primary, and hover. And here we have our value. And if we go in here, we can see that it's part of product color usage. And we have this one here. And it is also set as a layer style. So if we want to quickly change this, we can just select a different one. Let's see, it was blue one. Yeah, let's like this. But for now, let's keep it to blue one. Okay, so now I have all the required JSON files. So I click on Open Project in Terminal. And I type npm run build. And I press refresh. And I have received now a folder named Style Dictionary with build with the generated output. And now this is generated based on this data, and this data is based on the sketch file. But these are just, files basically, and not a complete project. So you can actually set up a complete demo project from Style Dictionary, and that is what I'm going to show you. So you can see all the entire flow from Sketch and the design tool into an actual working app. What you need to do then is you can go here. Let's see, desktop and demo project. Let me remove this one then. And what we do now is I've written a tutorial about this as well, and that is actually what we're going to do is Stratos Tokens always initializes its project with the basic configuration of Style Dictionary, and you can find the configuration here, config, and it states that it should look in data.json and the JSON files found below that folder in the folder structure. It should create variable CSS file, Android files, iOS files, and so on and so forth. Swift. We need to enhance this one, and what you can do is that they provide 3 different boilerplate projects from Style Dictionary, and that is basic, that is complete, and that is advanced. What we're going to do now is we're going to expand the basic configuration into the complete one. And what you do is actually quite simple and quite straightforward. What you do is you do this style dictionary init complete. What this one does is actually that it initializes a new style dictionary project within the folder of your tokens project. This will be absolutely fine because what happens is that Stratos Tokens stores its data in data.json. So if we refresh now, we see that we have received a lot more things. We have received something named properties. And properties, this is where style dictionaries demo design tokens are stored. And as you can see, there is no conflict because ours is Stratos Tokens is stored in data.json. And you can also see now that it contains more things, but let's just stick to the iOS app for now. So what we do now is that we run npm run build again, but now there is a twist, because what happened now, that if we go here, we get our generated files, and it's now under iOS classes and here. But what happens is, let's see, colors generated. These are named now Style Dictionary Color Base Red A400, for example. And if you have a look into the demo assets or the demo design data, you can see here colors, and we have font. You can see here color font. Sorry, not this one. It's the base one here. Base red 50, blah, 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 and so on. So it actually now, since we initialized with a demo document, it also targets the demo data, of course. And this is something that we need to change, because we needed to use our data from our design document. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. So what you do is you open up your favorite text editor. Mine is Visual Studio Code. You take this one, config.json. Or we do this actually. And here you see that it says source, properties, and star, and so on. We need to change properties into data/JSON. This is where our design data is stored. We save, we close, and we run again. And now, if we double check color M, or sorry, color H maybe, you will see that we have style dictionary color base gray 5 or color base blue 1. And if we go back into our document, you can see color base, and then we have blue, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that now it actually bases everything on our data instead of the demo data. Okay, what we need to do now is to set up and start the iOS project. So what we do, we go back here and we can actually open another tab or another window of terminal, because what we need to do is we need to install the pod, and that's something you do like this. Let's see, this is only to list to see the content of the folder, and it's I think it's demo, no, iOS demo, Yeah. And what you need to do is you need to install CocoaPods. And that's something you can do. Let's see if this one gets started. Pod install. Now you can install dependencies in your project, and this is what we want to do. We want to run pod install. Okay, so now we have installed dependencies, the dependencies that we need. So we head back to Finder, and now below iOS we have demo, and here you will see that you have styledictionary.xc workspace. So we go ahead and we open up this one. Now it doesn't show much, but what we do now is we press play, and we immediately see that we have 2 error messages. We will have a look at those because they say that style dictionary color based lime A100 is not defined, and it's actually because, well, it doesn't exist. We have not created style dictionary with a color that is named lime A100. For example, if we change this one to blue 1, we should be fine. It's blue 1. Now this should be fine, and we can try and run this again. And hopefully everything is fine now and we can build the project. Build succeeded. Okay, that's nice. And it opens up the simulator. And now we have colors, icons, sizes, and all properties. If we head into colors, we have base colors, text colors, and background colors. If we go to base colors, we will see that we now have defined all of our blues, our red and volcano, all of these colors, since they are specified and set up in your demo document, in your sketch document. They get exported properly and built into the application. Then we have text colors, and we have base, and we have disabled, we have info, and title, and success, and warnings, and error, and secondary, and so on. We also have background colors, base, which is actually the light blue one, and info, which is also, I think, very light blue. If we go back here, we can see we have icons, and this is picked from the content artboard, and that is set up just to show that style dictionary, the demo application works properly. But this is also how you specify and how you use in iOS. Call the icons and stuff, that it gets exported with style dictionary. So feel free to poke around in the code. And now we have sizes, and sizes is actually blank, and that is because I realized that it is actually blank in the project as well. And then we have something that is interesting, that's called all properties. And then we can navigate between all properties. For example, we can navigate color, base, and then we have blues. And we have this one. Oh, this is a really nice blue, number 3. And this is how you import it, and this is how you use it. Just for the record, I'm not an app developer. I'm not an iOS app developer, and I'm not an Android app developer. So yes, you have to dig around yourself, because I don't have all the answers either. Okay, so but now let's see how we can change this, because now we have exported, we have built a pod, or sorry, we have installed the dependencies for style dictionary, but this, in order to actually, for this to make sense and for this to be useful, you need to be able to change quickly in your design tool, and it will be reflected into the app. So what I will do is I will change the color of this button, and as well as the text color. So I go back into Sketch, and I see that, I guess it's actually this one. Should be, at least, I hope. Yeah, so it's actually this one. And since I have layer styles for all of this, I can pick purple, and I can pick a very nice cyan, and then I save. But now is the important stuff. What you need to do, you need to go back into Stratos Tokens, because what happens now is that we go into colors, because now, sorry, if we go back, we have button color usage. Primary button background is what we have changed, and also primary button text. So in order for these to be updated, of course, we need to visit the artboard once again, so that they get updated here. So they get updated as input data for style dictionary. And what we do now is that we run build again. So now we have actually built the new changes. And then we run this one again. And now everything should be in place. So if we go back into Xcode, we stop our app, and we press play again to restart it. We now have purple buttons with cyan colored texts, and that's all there is to it, actually. Once it's set up, we will share the document and design document that you can use as reference. Also use style dictionaries demo files as reference, because they are really good. And yes, how you take this further is completely up to you. And well, thank you for watching, and enjoy.